Hi, it's Eldeen for the Mind Body Project. Welcome back to day number 2 out of 20. So we've got 20 questions on anxiety and depression. So number 2, my depression is acting up. I'm not sure what to do. Oh God. Right. Okay. It's not funny, but right. So that sentence there. Let me read it out again. My depression is acting up. My depression. Depression is a behaviour. If you take ownership of it, then you are saying it's who you are as a person. And it's very hard to change who you are as a person. Because I just want to put up an image now. So Robert Dilts's logical levels. So on the bottom one, let's go through it like this. On the bottom one, you've got environment. Now, if I wanted to change my environment, then for example, I'm sitting in my living room. So if I wanted to change where I am, then I would just get up and walk to the kitchen or wherever other room I want to go to. So it's easy to change my environment. Or if I'm in a certain job, I can change my job. I can go to a different job. Or if I'm in a different city, from a certain city or a certain gym or whatever, I can go and do that. It's pretty easy to change your environment. So when it's a behaviour, that's a second logical level. That's a little bit harder than your than the environment, because you have to do some things. You have to break some patterns and do some things. But behaviour, which depression is a bit harder than environment. But then it's skill. So the next level is skill. Yeah, so it's a bit harder you might have to go on a training course for this. If you want to get some new skills, then it's a little bit harder than that. Now, values and beliefs, which is what you'd essentially have to change when you come up with statements like my depression is playing up. So values and beliefs. So people have different values. People have different beliefs about certain things. That's a lot harder to do than behaviour as well, for example, which depression is. Then you've got who you are as a person. Now, it's really hard to change who you are as a person compared to environment. That takes a lot. That could take a significant emotional event to happen for you to change that level. Yes, it's a very high logical level to change. And essentially, if you're saying my depression is playing up, then you are sort of saying that's who you are as a person, which makes it very difficult for you to actually change this. And the first thing you've got to realize is that it's a behavior and it's not who you are as a person. Because the question I'll ask you is, who are you that's more than that? Who are you that's more than that? So I could keep asking that over and over and over and over again, but that's not who you, it's just how you behave. It's what you're doing. So that's what it is. And this is where a lot of people get offended. Is that the right word? Yeah, offended, because they think, so if I say depression is a behaviour, if you think that's who you are as a person, then you're going to get angry. You get angry with people. You not get angry at people when they get, and you go, because you're defending your right to get depressed. So you're defending your right. So it's called crazy 8. Because if you think that's who you are as a person, then you're going to defend it. Because you think that they're talking about you as a person, and they're not talking about you as a person. They're talking about depression and what behaviours you're actually doing. So separating the person from the behaviour. And that's what you need to do, because as soon as you do that, as soon as you realise that it's a behaviour that you're doing, and then you can do something different, then you can then move forward and change. So that's the first thing that you have to do. My depression is playing up. Well, then just turn it into a behaviour. Then work out what specifically you're doing. So you can write things down, what you're doing, or even note it. Again, I pretty much write down day to day what you're doing, how you're thinking, according to lots of different details, what you, physical activity, food, the 5 things that the Mind Body Project does, the mindset, how you're going through things, how you're thinking, and go through that, and then change those behaviours gradually. Because that's not who you are.